Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Rafael P. Roman. Earlier this month, Governor Cuomo declared a state of emergency in the New York City Housing Authority, allocating $250 million for emergency repairs. That decision came after a tour of a NYCHA apartment complex in the Bronx, where he called the situation shameful.
The situation we've seen is as upsetting and as disturbing as anything I've seen anywhere. And I've been through public housing all across this country. I've been through the worst housing complexes all across this country.
But a new report from the investigative publication City Limits claims that Cuomo's newfound advocacy is a far cry from his attitude toward NYCHA during his tenure as HUD Secretary in the Clinton administration. Jenna Flanagan is standing by with City Limits Editor-in-Chief Jarrett Murphy. Jenna?
Thanks, Raf. So, Jarrett, of course, welcome back to the program. We've got a lot of ground to cover, but first we want to start with the governor's trip to the NYCHA houses. Now, as we saw him going through some of the apartments, we saw a much more, passionately concerned governor who was very disturbed by the standard of living in these apartments. But your reporting, City Limits, found that that wasn't always the case with Andrew Cuomo.
Well, it's complicated. I think the point is that he has a history with housing. Remember, Andrew Cuomo, his first big job was as Undersecretary for Housing under President Clinton, and then his HUD Secretary for Clinton's second term. And during that term is when public housing in America underwent the Hope 6 program, which saw the demolition of tens of thousands of units of public housing. Andrew Cuomo didn't invent that program. It continued after him. But the idea was to knock down decrepit public housing, replace it with mixed income, give Section 8 vouchers to most of the former public housing residents. The effects of that program are mixed. There's been a lot of debate about whether it was good or bad. One thing's for certain, by knocking down public housing in so many other cities, NYCHA, with its 400,000 residents of public housing, is increasingly politically isolated.
So, of course, then that makes the power that this one city agency has to get the funds that it needs from the city, from the state, and, of course, the federal government a lot harder.
That's correct. Most of NYCHA's funding, both on the capital side for repairs and in terms of operating day-to-day, comes from the feds. It always has been. That's how it's supposed to be. And for at least 16 or 17 years, the federal government has been shorting NYCHA compared to the formula of what it's supposed to be. And trying to fight for that additional funding is something the city and NYCHA does every year, but they just have fewer allies because cities like Chicago, Atlanta, New Orleans, and others have seen their public housing basically disappear.
Okay. Well, I want to turn away from public housing to the Working Families Party, although I'm sure there's some overlap between the two there. But I want to talk about who the Working Families Party came out and endorsed in the gubernatorial primary.
So they endorsed Cynthia Nixon. They did so a little bit early. That's a big coup for Nixon. How big, we'll have to see. It's intended, obviously, not just to affect the general election, where Nixon will have a ballot line if she chooses to use it, but also the Democratic primary in September. What's interesting is right before the endorsement, unions that were part of the WFP but allied with Governor Cuomo left the party. So there's a schism now. Many of those unions then endorsed Governor Cuomo. The Working Families Party still went ahead and endorsed Nixon. There's been some bad blood there between the WFP and kind of the left of the Democratic Party and the governor for a while, and this just cements the fact that there's no love lost between them.
But does this also guarantee Nixon a spot on the November ballot?
She'll be there. Her name will be there. She and her backers have been a little cagey about whether she's going to use it. If she loses to Governor Cuomo in the primary, and they're not conceding that, the question is whether she will want to stay on the ballot and be a third-party runner against Cuomo as the Democrat and potentially a Republican.
Okay, and of course that all depends on how things play out with the upcoming elections. And speaking of elections, tomorrow we have special elections that are going to be happening statewide.
We do. There are 11 races on the docket on the 24th. The only one that people are really paying attention to is the Westchester County State Senate race, which could decide the balance of power in the state Senate. As you know, it's been on a razor's edge between Republican and Democrat with the IDC and a Democrat who caucuses with Republicans. This could potentially give the Democrats an out-and-out majority, at least for the moment, and that would be the first time that's happened in a while. It's a race between Shelley Mayer, the Democrat, Julie Killian, the Republican, for control of that seat. It's a very tight race by all considerations. Governor Cuomo was campaigning there over the weekend. There are other races, including 4 within the confines of New York City itself. Most of those are very low-profile affairs.
Yeah, I understand one in Queens is even just one person who's running.
That's correct. There's but one candidate, so she's pretty much got it locked up as long as she goes and votes for herself. In the other races too, though, party bosses pick the people on their primary lines, on their ballot lines. There's very little interest in the race, and this is one of the flaws in the way the state does its special elections, which a lot of people in office now at the state and the city level got there through special elections. They do matter.
Well, of course, the special election for tomorrow isn't the only election. 2018 is a big election year. So just run through for me some of the other big election days that people should know about as we head towards the big one in November.
Right, it's a full slate. So you have the federal primaries in June 26th. That's for congressional races. The big one there is Michael Grimm trying to get his old seat back after his imprisonment against incumbent Republican Congressman Dan Donovan. Then you have the state primary on September 13th. That's where Cynthia Nixon and Governor Cuomo will fight it out for the Democratic nomination. There'll probably be some other races too. And then finally the general election on November 6th, I believe. And that is the federal offices, the Congress and Senate. Also all the statewide offices, governor, attorney general, comptroller, and then state legislature, Senate, and assembly. So a full slate in November.
And is there any indication as to what voter turnout might be like? Because for some of these special elections, voter turnout can be incredibly low. But does it behoove some of these candidates to have the low voter turnout, or does it work better for more people to go and get out the vote?
Well, different candidates have different approaches depending on who their supporters are, whether they're incumbent or a challenger. But you're right, special elections sometimes draw as low as like 4% turnout, meaning like 1 in 25 registered voters, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
I think one thing about Cynthia Nixon's presence in the Democratic primary is whether you like her or not, whether you like Cuomo or not, that's very likely to boost turnout over what it would normally be in a non-presidential year.
With the big one coming up in November, are there any surprises that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, one X factor this summer is that one of Governor Cuomo's former associates, the head of SUNY Polytechnic, is going on trial for corruption charges. Whether that will blow back on the governor or not, whether they will be found guilty or not, remains to be seen. But that is one sort of non-controllable storyline that the governor faces.
All right, well, listen, Jarrett Murphy, thank you so much for joining on the show and definitely for giving us a clearer roadmap for the election season to come.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.